All right, Khan, and shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rikakwadash.
the double honors the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. All right, in peace and salutations to all you Akim out there preaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in your hearts and for the love of the gospel. All right, I'm the brother Shamaria
Are you up?
Yashua Allah.
Khan, and we coming to you from the Great Millstone branch of Gary, Indiana, with another lesson. All right, and this lesson is going to be about an article I saw. You know, you can just Google it and it'll pop up. What it says: EU urges citizens to stockpile 72 hours worth of supplies and prepare for World War III. All right, so it's these prophecies that we say now and that our elders have been saying for 20 years, 30 years plus, man. You know, longer than that. You know, that they're finally coming to pass. Although you know that though it tarried when it was so it was far fetched when they first started saying it. Now it's coming to pass, man.
I got that for you.
What Habakkuk?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Start with that.
Because it was waiting, man. All right, it seemed like it was coming to pass, but now it's not that far fetched. Now the MOTB is not that far fetched. I used to be in nuclear war. It's not that far fetched. You know, the truth back then. The truth was far out, man. Chariots of the Lord. You got chariot sightings everywhere. You got earthquakes in diverse places, and like what just said the truth that had been so long without fruit would just start to declare itself, man.
That's it. Yeah.
You gotta have
If I may, because you driving on the road, you know, items, you know, that's on the down the road or far off.
Yeah.
It seems smaller than when it seems like but as soon as you getting close to them, man, the bigger they are, man.
And everybody ain't got the vision.
And everybody ain't got that vision. They can't see afar off. That's what the scriptures say. I think that's the scripture where it said they can't see afar off, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But us, Lord willing, we be those men. The prophets, man. We're seeing afar off through these scriptures, through these prophecies, man.
Yeah.
And they're popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like popcorn, big bro.
Yeah, man.
One after the other.
One
man.
after the other, man.
Yeah, this is
No.
this is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'll start at verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
All right, we're doing the same thing. We're in the same steed as Habakkuk because we're standing upon our watch on this time. And how we stand upon our watch? We're watching for his prophecies, man.
That's it.
All right, and that's how the Lord speaks. He said, watch what he say unto me. So when we see what parts of the signs pass, then it shall be known that the Lord will begin to visit the earth which he has made, man. You know, and that's how the Lord speaks. The Lord speaks through his prophecies. You know?
That's it.
Go ahead. And then it says what? It says, and he will say unto me, it says, and what shall I answer when I am reproved, man? And when we're corrected or verified, man, what we're going to do? Make a lesson on it, man. To warn the people. You know?
That's it.
Go ahead.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
That's it, man. Write the vision, man. The vision is these prophecies. You know? The vision is these prophecies and make it plain upon tables. All right? Make it plain into the holy. Because the 2/3 and the other nations, they're not going to get it anyway.
That's
It's
it.
only for the elect.
Come.
And then the Lord loved the simplicity of things. You know, giving simplicity to the simple.
That's it.
You know, not making it too complicated. You know, with all these, even if you do have these big words, this vast vernacular, you know, we dumb it down for the simple ones, man.
That's it.
You know, that he may run that readeth it. You know, make haste. And that run don't necessarily mean run, but it means contend.
That's it.
Like when you run for presidency, they're not actually, they're literally running, but they're contending with each other.
That's
you
it.
know?
That's it.
Got it.
Verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
At the end it shall speak and not lie, man, because it's that we on the Lord's time. Slakia. We on Yahweh's time. We on the Most High's time, man. You know?
That's it.
He don't need us, man. We need him.
Sure.
And even the Son, even the Lord don't know what time is, what that is, man. But it's for an appointed time. So Yahweh Shah up there waiting just like how we are.
That's it.
You know, yeah,
And it's not lying because it's coming to pass.
that's it.
You know, we can see it through, secular world news. You see what I'm saying? We can see it through through on the social medias. You know what I'm saying? We see these things, happening right before our eyes, man.
That's
the
right.
wars, the rumors of wars. It's not lying because it's telling the truth because
right.
it's actually coming to pass,
Say verily, verily.
Barely right.
You know.
God, that's true. Yeah, it said, and not lie. It says, though it tarry, wait for it.
See, that's the point. Though it tarried, though it was waiting for all these different years, man. Now we don't seem that crazy no more. 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
it seemed like madmen. But the madmen looking real, got some sense now.
God,
People waking up.
that's it.
Go ahead.
It said, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Surely come. It's going to come. It's going to happen.
That's it.
It's like that. It's like that reliable. It's like that reliable worker. They just can't seem to make it on time.
Right.
He's gonna be late. He might be late, but he's gonna show. All right.
You ain't lying. God.
He might be a
He
little
gonna
late.
show up in a little bit.
He might be late, but he's
Right.
gonna show.
Yeah.
He always show, but he might be a little late.
That's it.
But
Yeah, that was the point. I
That
got
was the
that
point.
precept for you for that far off that I was talking
oh
about.
yeah, what you got?
Con, this 2 Peter chapter 1.
2 Peter
It started at verse 6.
1 and 6. Come on, I got it.
Well, we'll start at verse 5. So
5.
let me know when y'all there.
I mean,
Yeah, it's 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5. It says, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. Because when we in this truth, man, we gotta add, certain attributes to our life, and through our conduct, you see what I'm saying, and knowing the time, you see what I'm saying, this is high time that we gotta sleep, and knowing that the Lord is finna come destroy this place, all a matter, all we have to be for all holy conversation and godliness, man. Through our conduct. Understanding that the Lord is going to come, and melt this place, man.
Come.
You feel what I'm saying? So these attributes that we're adding to our life, we understand, we seeing afar off. We're seeing what the Lord is going to do. What he said he was going to do, he's going to do it, man.
That's it.
You feel what I'm saying? Verse 6, it says, and to knowledge, temperance. All right? Temperance goes into self-control.
Self-control.
You see what I'm saying? Having discipline, man, to your life, man. It says, and to temperance, patience. Patience goes into what? Suffering, man. Suffering for righteousness' sakes, of course. And suffering through for so many righteous things because we understand the end to things. It says, and to patience, godliness, and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity, man, because charity covers the multitude of sins, man. All right. It says, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. Why? Because we have faith, and our faith is driving our works, man. Which is causing us, to bear fruit, man. What the scriptures say, a tree is known by the fruit it bears, man. So if you bear, if you sow and reap wicked things, man, you're gonna reap wicked fruit, man. You see what I'm saying? Vice versa.
That fruit is like the results, man.
It's the results, come.
The results of your labor.
That's true, come. Yeah, and depending on your faith, your vision, you see what I'm saying, that determines on what you're gonna bear, man.
Because your vision, what I'm saying, if it's wrong, if it's not of the Lord, it's going to come to naught.
Come. That's
All
it.
right, so you know what I'm saying, what you've been working for is going to fail you.
That's it. Come.
Real quick one. Back here says, a prudent man Proverbs 22:3.
Yeah.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
That's beautiful, man. He foresee it, man, which means he see it before it comes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He's seeing it before it comes. He really waiting for it.
He got vision.
Right. That like we just read, man, in Habakkuk.
Yep.
He actually is bracing for it. He's preparing himself for it, man.
Precept.
Same thing in the days of Noah, man. Noah was
That's
preparing
the
himself.
spirit. I got that.
You got it.
God.
Hebrews 11:7. It says, by faith Noah, being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet, moved with fear.
Right, because we have examples according to the scriptures of our forefathers, and prophets before us, man, who the Lord was dealing with as well too, man, and gave him that boost of faith. You see what I'm saying? And we seen like in the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 10, it talks about we're gonna see how, you know, that what the Lord was dealing with those men, and see how the Lord did not pretty much how the Lord, you know, pretty much came through on his promise.
Didn't forsake them. Man.
Yeah, you know.
Verse 8.
One more time.
Where was you at verse 8?
7.
Yeah, verse 7. Come on. Yeah, you know. So we have these examples, you know, what the brother is reading, man, and showing, you know what I'm saying, hey, the Lord is really by our side, man.
That's it.
You know, if we keep the faith, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7 again, it says, by faith, Noah being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteous, which is by faith.
Come, yeah, he moved with faith, man. He said with fear, though.
Come.
So he had a sense of urgency, like we read earlier. It said, he that run, that he may run and read it, man. You know, and it blesses the man that read it, because after you read it, you know, you take action, man. You know, because love is an action word,
Right.
you know. And now once we understand and eat the row and understand what's coming, now we got to prepare ourselves, man, you know, for what's coming, man. All right, you had something, bro. Come on, this is back in.
What was that scripture you posted earlier? You said in 2 Maccabees, talked about the ancestors.
Me?
Yeah, it was talking about the ancestors. It was a picture. It was off the top of your head. 2 Maccabees. No, it's all good. What you got? You got
Come on, yeah, I'm still in 2 Peter.
Okay,
You was done with that? Come on, this is 2 Peter's chapter. I just can't even remember off top.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9.
Nah, okay.
It says, but he that lacketh these things is blind
Ooh,
and cannot see afar off.
that's it.
It said, and have forgotten that he was purged from his own sins, man. Okay, verse 10, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
Come.
Yeah, that's the point, man. You know, because the Lord has given us the vision, you know, to see afar off, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? To see, you know, down the line, man. You know, and get down the road. And guess what, man? The more we get down that road and closer to, you know, the end, which we are in the end, those visions are getting more and more bigger, man. You know, and now we can start seeing it, man. You know.
I got a quick precept.
Come on, you got it.
Proverbs 29 and 18. Where there is no vision, I got it.
Oh, yeah.
The people perish.
Yep.
29:50, come on.
And 18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish.
That's it.
And he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Yes, he come.
Because we get to reap what the fruit
That's
of our
it.
labor, man. The
God.
fruit, the benefits of keeping His truth. The benefits of keeping His truth is the Lord is going to come and protect us.
That's it.
You know, the Lord said, we can grab it. I forgot exactly. Psalms 91 and 8. There's 10,000 that thing right here.
Oh, yeah,
It shall not come nigh thee. That's the benefit of the keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man.
That's it.
You know,
That's
Psalms 91 and
7.
7. And I'm gonna start at 6. It says Psalms 91 and 6. Nor for the pestilence. 5. Psalms 91 and 5. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And we see that because we see nuclear war on the horizon, man.
yeah.
Nuclear war is on the rise. You know, these fallout shelters, these bunkers, man.
That's it.
You know, and the terror that by night, or the arrow that flies by day. So no danger on either side.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. It says, nor, verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, you see, the ones you can't, the pestilence you can't see, the disease.
Yeah.
All right, because they gonna unleash everything, man. Esau Edom is gonna unleash all the hidden tricks he got, all the cards up his sleeve.
Yeah.
He gonna unleash all of that, man. You know.
That's it.
It says, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. It says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. And it's talking about the righteous, man. The elect. The 1/3 is going to see the reward of all the ones that chose not to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in sincerity and in truth. You know, because you got a lot of people out here that believe that they are serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua being deceived.
That's it.
You know, so you gotta serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua being upfront, man, being sincere, truthful.
That's it.
You know, it says, verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is thy refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Hey, like what you brought out earlier. You know, a prudent man,
Foreseeth
prudent
the
goes into wise. You see what I'm saying? Foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, bro. And where? In the bosom of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, man.
The habitation.
The habitation. High. You see what I'm saying? You know?
What does it say? Verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is thy refuge, even the most high, thy habitation. Yep. So we hide ourselves where? In that name. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and are safe.
Right. And refuge goes into, it should go into like shelter.
Shelter.
You see what I'm saying? Like that shelter goes into like what you brought up, what we going into, man. What they're storing up, you know, their
supplies,
and of course they're putting in these bunkers and things like that as a shelter and shit. You know,
I ran across a video. I think I screen recorded it, and probably do a lesson on it another day. But when you build the bunkers, they dig big ass pits. They built the bunker first, and then built the house on top of the bunker. You know, and they had the big ass bunker laid out, and they had the stairs. I'm like, man, this shit gonna get tore up. You know,
exactly.
But like you said, but our bunker is what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's it. That's our shelter.
That's our shelter, man. And it said what? And there shall no evil befall thee. Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And it's the point. Verse 11 is what I wanted.
That's it.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. And so he gonna hide us, man.
That's it.
The Lord already got our backs. It said, what did you say? Sirach 2, you quoted earlier. So when did the Lord ever forsook anyone had ever trusted in him?
Yeah, and they come through with it, man. Yeah,
that's right.
That's it.
That's the Lord. That's the Lord to us. You know, because we learning from our mistakes, and we also learning from our ancestors, man.
That's it. Yeah.
You got something? You got something? No. You got something? Okay, you can grab
Want to grab that?
Is that Matthews?
Matthew.
Okay. You got it already? Can you read it for me?
Matthew
6 and 19. You start at 19.
Matthew 6, verse 19.
Okay.
It says, lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
And throughout our whole life, man, it seems like that's what everybody does. Everybody just focused on that money. You know, how much money they can make and how much riches they can hoard. You know, I even seen a video today where a man had a diamond in his ear, and it was a very expensive diamond, more expensive than what he thought.
Right.
And he was like, you know, he's like, do you know how much is worth for $500 million? He's like, oh, now that I know that, I'm gonna put it in the in a safe and watch it appreciate.
Yep.
So these people do what these people do with their physical, carnal riches.
Right.
We're doing with our spiritual wealth.
That's it.
You know, our spiritual wealth is going to have our back in the day. We're investing spiritually.
Yeah.
You know, while these people are investing carnally, because their carnal money is going to depreciate, man. It's going to crash, and then all they have left is going to be the MOTV. All right, Satan's money. You know, and they're going to take it. They're going to take it. And they're going to get that reward, man, for taking that. But we want the spiritual reward.
That's it.
You got something?
Yeah, I got a precept. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. The heading is what? Hidden treasure.
Hidden treasure.
It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which, when a man have found...
44?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
44. Okay,
I'll read again.
34 or 44?
44.
44. Okay.
Matthew 13.
13, 44.
Let me know you that, All right. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. All right. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field. It says, the which when a man have found it, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Man.
That's right.
God. Yeah, you know, cause that's what it's like. The Lord always, you know, liken, you know, the kingdom of heaven as like a costly pearl, as a treasure. You see what I'm saying? Like with the brother going in, man. You know, you're stockpiling up on all these tangible things, man. But you're not stockpiling up on the Lord, man.
right.
On the words of the Lord, man. That real treasure is His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. That what Isaiah 33:6 say, man. You know, wisdom and knowledge will be the what? Stability of thy time, the strength of salvation. What? The fear of the Lord is His treasure. You see what I'm saying? That's the treasure we supposed to be stockpiling up on, man. Because in those times, man, hey, men are gonna lose their wits, man. All right, men is gonna lose their mind. Okay, a man is gonna be walking down the street screaming and holding his belly like a woman in travail.
That's it.
You know. So what good is having all that stuff when you're not going to be able to have the mental and the spiritual capacity to be able to withstand what you about to see, man? You know, you was finna say something.
If I may, it's mighty how you said that, but you also have to see the perspective of you're storing up all these things, but what if you don't even get to it in that day?
Yeah, exactly.
When that day pops off, you don't know where you may be. You might be at work, and all these carnal things that you stored up is all the way back home,
Yeah.
miles away.
Yeah.
And when they shut that stuff down, you may not be able to get to that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But when you store up the treasure with the Lord, it's already with you, man.
Why? Because thieves and robbers cannot come and, you know, and come take that, man.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But they could come steal that, you know, and you come home to a house full of people, man. Like on the movie Shrek. You remember on the movie Shrek?
Get out me swamp!
When he came to the crib, all those fairy tale creatures was in his
man.
He was going to say something? Can I?
Oh, no, I just got a precept if you.
Okay, let me finish this up there. It says, I'm going to read 44 again, Slocky. It says, and again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field. It says, the which when a man have found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he have and buy that field. And this is what we're doing right now, okay? And we're buying into, you know, this investment, which is Yahweh Shai, bro. You know, in return, like we was talking about yesterday, in return, because, you know, it's like a payment. In return, we're getting wisdom, man. We're getting faith. You know, we're getting all these attributes like we brought out earlier, 2 Peter, is those, that virtue, adding virtue to your faith. Okay, all these attributes we're getting because that's what's going to pay off in the long run, bro.
That's it, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to have to rely on, you know, in these perilous times to come, man. That's what scriptures say, man.
That's it, man.
During this Jacob's trouble, bro. You know?
Yep. When the trouble comes,
When the trouble comes, bro.
Jacob's trouble, man. But the what do you say? But the fear of the Lord is His treasure.
That's it. Fear the Lord is the
That's it,
treasure. That's it.
What you got?
You got it, bro.
This is Luke 12, verse 29.
Oh, that's what I was at.
Okay.
Hold on.
I just read it for you.
That's what. You said 12 verse what?
29.
29. Okay, you grab 29 first, and then I'm gonna tell you. All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is Luke 12:29. It says, and seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink.
That's it.
Neither be ye of doubtful mind.
Yeah, because that's what they storing up. Waters, foods. You see what I'm saying? They hoarding all those things. You go to the store, you know, they stockpiling up on those things, man. You know, hey, what the brother going into, you know, hey, they say, hey, you need to stockpile up on this, stockpile up on that, man. You know? Go ahead,
It says, for all these things after. And your Father knoweth that ye have need of these
That's
things.
beautiful, bro. Yeah.
But rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh,
That's it.
and all these things shall be added unto you.
That's right.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
That's beautiful, bro.
Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not.
That faileth not, bro.
That
You
wax
know?
not old.
Yeah, you can't. That's those treasures stored up in heaven, man. Stored up in your mind. What do you say? The kingdom of heaven is within you.
That's right.
That's where the first lies at.
That's it.
You know, within our minds, man. And then ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna receive the kingdom, you know, physically, man. But first we have to store these treasures up now, man.
That's right.
While, hey, what do you say? Seek ye the Lord while He may be found.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is the time to store up everything you can, man.
That's it.
You know what it say? Redeeming the time.
Because the days of evil.
You know, yeah, this is the time right now, bro. You know, because it's gonna come a point in time where you're not gonna have the access, you know, to this truth, to this wisdom, man. Which makes this wisdom so valuable, man.
That's it, man.
And in this state, right now, bro, it's insignificant to the 2/3 of our people in these other nations, bro.
God.
That's why they start stockpiling up carnally, man. While we're stockpiling up spiritually, bro.
Yep.
You know, you got it, big bro.
Okay. Says, where no thief
That's
approacheth, nor moth corrupteth.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
For where your treasure is,
Yeah.
there will your heart be also.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm. You got it, bro.
You know, like people say, you know what I'm saying, like verse 33 says they want to, you know what I'm saying, they want to get those bags, they say.
Yeah.
Get the bag.
My bag. We got Monopoly on the table.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Esau own all the bags, man.
This says, hey, get yourselves a bag, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't wax old.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's
All
it.
right, hey, you'll have infinite treasures in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You know what you have right now, man. Hey, it can be spent in a day or two.
That's it. Yeah. Hey, because if I'm adding on what you're saying, you know, certain treasures, you know, are very valuable, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on what? The rarity of that treasure.
That's how
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you get the praise.
That's how you get,
The
yeah.
authenticity of
That's it, bro. Through the rarity, bro. That's why the price goes up, man. And this time, yeah, it seems like, you know, this shit, you know, not this shit. This truth, you know,
Yeah.
is not valuable. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's not paying off right now.
Yeah.
No, but we see it fall off.
That's right.
You know, we're seeing it in the long run, man. You know, we know that this stock is gonna hit, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and we're putting, like we just read, we buying, we selling, hey, we pretty much selling the world, bro.
That's it.
You know, and buying into this truth, man.
How do you know the stock is gonna hit? I got a man on the
Yeah, I
inside.
just know, yeah. Inside traders.
I got inside.
Hey, we inside traders, bro.
And right now, the stock market is crashing.
Ooh, it's falling. God,
Bingo.
that's it. Gone. You know, why that's
Hold
falling.
on.
It's falling. You know, while the stockpile and the treasure of the
That's
Lord
mighty.
is rising, bro. The treasure of the Lord is rising. Why? Because we're seeing these prophecies, bro.
That's it, man.
It's not lying.
Every day.
So it's panning out to be truthful. It's panning out to be like, dang, hey, the Lord said it was gonna hit, you know.
More
But we gotta
offers,
trust in the
more
Lord to
value.
continue to add to our faith, man. You know, to continue to buy into this treasure, bro.
That's it.
You know, which is gonna give us that faith in them times, bro. The Lord gonna give us that boost, man.
appreciate it.
Every day is appreciate every day when you buying into this thing, man. How you buy into it? Hey, it's Isaiah 55, man. Start one, man. Hey, you buying that through your attention. What's it say? Paying attention, man.
That's right.
You pay attention, bro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You exchanging your time and your ear,
Yep.
you know, and sacrificing your life, right, for this truth, man.
And 2/3 so broken I can't pay
Yeah.
attention.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm so broke I can't pay
Can't even
attention.
pay attention, man. Yeah.
2/3 I'm
it.
broken, man.
God.
This is Yahweh Shai's gift towards the elect.
That's it, bro.
And it's the one that keeps on giving.
The gift to keep on giving. God, you got it.
Ooh.
If you can jump up to 20, yeah, 16,
What I had.
15. Yeah, it's Luke 12 and 15.
This Luke 12:15, it says, and he said unto them, take heed.
This is an example for all you people that don't store your treasures in heaven but on earth. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because you got so many different levels of it, man. Like these people they got funds that they're so wealthy they can't go broke.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so they're actually so wealthy that they actually want to collapse their own system so they can be the only ones that have enough money to sustain themselves. Man, they want to be the monopoly.
All right.
You know, look that word up.
Right.
But yeah, they want to be the monopoly, man.
Yeah.
They want to be the car holders. Well,
It says, and he said unto them, Luke 12:15, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness.
Prakata.
Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesseth.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
it, man.
that's
And
beautiful.
and leave it to these people, man. Look at what they call him? Not Mr. Sap. You know, when a sap all the life out your ass. He want to
Hey, lock
sap.
them doors.
Yeah, man. He want to sap all the life out of you, man. And take heed, beware of covetous. A man's life does not consist of the abundance of things which he possesses, man. But they leave it to the 2/3 of our people, man. They believe gain is godliness, man. Supposing that gain is godliness. You know,
Nigga, lock the doors. Remember
lock the door.
on what's the movie? Don't Be a Menace to South
Oh,
Central.
Don't
Where
Be a
Jigga
Menace,
just
yeah.
nigga, I said lock the door.
Go ahead up. We gonna keep on going down to 20.
It says, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruit.
God.
And he said, this will I do, I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods.
Yeah, and that's the mindset of Esau already, man. You know, you already got, you know, a stockpile, you know, I think, but you're gonna tear it down and build something
more.
bigger.
Yep.
You know, so why? So you can hoard more
right.
into your, you know, come on, man. You know, that's the greed of this damn devil, man. And 2/3 of our people, man, that's following out there, man.
That's it.
You know? But we are what said it? We're godly, we're great. You know, we content with what the Lord got, man.
God, we're
For
rich
us,
toward
man.
you know.
Exactly, we're rich in faith, as the scriptures say in James chapter 2, man.
Okay.
You know, we're building up our richness and our wealth, you know, in faith, while y'all building up carnally, man.
Yeah, some of them will buy a second house just to do that.
Yeah, exactly. God.
Yep.
Verse 19, it says, Luke 12:19, and I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry.
Hey, man, he ain't in the spirit because the scripture say don't be ease, man.
This is
Woe to
not
them
your
that are
rest.
ease. And then woe to
Seven
them that
on
are
your
ease.
leaves.
Yep.
That's it.
Go ahead.
But Yahweh said unto him, thou fool,
Thou fool.
this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
So you wasn't doing the things I'm sorry, you wasn't doing the things to add into your life as far as Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but you was doing the things to add to your carnal life.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because he invested too much of his time in that, and he missed out
That's right.
in the kingdom.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Now the end of his life has come.
Worried about the wrong household.
Yeah.
It says, verse 20, Luke 12:20, it says, but God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided?
Hey, they're gonna be somebody else's.
That's right.
Hey, they're gonna be laid up, you know, for us, Lord willing, man. You know, because in those times the Lord said, "What? My saints shall eat, you know, and you shall starve." Roughly paraphrased. All right, my saints shall drinking, but you should be
You should
thirsty.
be thirsty, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna provide what we need. You know, because I think later on down in this chapter it talks about the raven being provided or something like that. You know,
And you have much more value than many sparrows.
that's it, man.
Yeah.
Because some people, you know what I'm saying, they have like a bank account in their name. You
Okay.
know, like the other side of them.
They showed you that in Leave the World Behind, the little girl. She kept saying over and over again, I think we should go in that house. And then even the dude said, you know who I think you should go talk to is the Johnsons down the street. Now I heard they had a whole remodel down there that nobody knows about.
Yep.
And inside that remodel was a whole new bunker filled with vegetation, generators, all type of things that was gonna keep her cool in that day.
Yep.
And then, you know, they got a bank account and they got you know what I'm saying, they a decent career.
Right.
And they just pinch every penny trying to store up for
Yep.
years and years later until they want to retire.
That's it. Pinching, man.
Then they die before they get a chance to retire.
Yep.
And then all that they saved up for, man,
Go to somebody.
it goes to somebody else, or you know,
Yeah.
they didn't get to spend any of it
Yep.
while they lived.
Yep.
Yep.
Or the system will change, and Esau will change that shit over to that damn, you know, digital, you know what I'm saying? That digital currency and shit. You gotta take that MOTB
You
to
gotta
get
take
it.
You get it.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
labor for you. You gotta take the MOTB to get it.
Exactly, man.
That's how you gonna get your ass.
That's it.
Where you stop at? Up?
Verse
Yeah, 21 is the point. You can stop at 21. Then I got another precept.
Verse 21, it says, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Yahweh.
Yep. Yeah, that's the whole point, man. You want to be rich toward Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's it.
I had another precept, and if y'all ain't got nothing, close it up. It's the book of Sirach 11. We're going to start at 18. Or we're going to start at 17. Sirach 11 and 17. It's the book of Sirach 11 and 17. It says, the gift of the Lord remaineth with the ungodly. No, I'm sorry. That is not what it says. Now, this app be tweaking sometimes. It says the gift of the Lord remaineth with the ungodly on the app, but in the actual apocrypha,
with the godly.
it's the godly.
Yeah.
So I'm reading from the apocrypha. You know, this is Sirach 11 and 17. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly. I was like, hold on. And his favor bringeth prosperity forever.
Hey, what's that gift? You know, that gift is what? The
fear of the
wisdom,
Lord.
man.
Yep.
It starts with the fear of the Lord.
Start with the fear. It says what? The fear of the Lord is always.
That's it.
And wisdom is the performance of the
It's
law.
the performance of the law, bro.
It said what? The wisdom of the Lord is created with the faithful in the womb.
That's it.
That's
Huh?
it, man.
That's it.
It's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, faith is a gift.
That's it.
Not ye of yourselves, but it's a gift.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I can't believe it. It says it in mine too.
Yeah, and the app, ungodly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apps go off, man. Apps goes off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey,
it's-
but hey, it's also a Esau offer up a gift as well too, that will destroy your mind, destroy your heart, bro.
that's it. And his gift is a bribe.
His
He tryna
exactly,
buy you.
right,
Yeah,
right.
we bought with a price, but we bought through sacrifice.
God.
Esau's trying to buy you through his riches.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. Hey, but the Lord will give you the gift of discipline, man.
Yep.
The gift of wisdom, man, to be able to withstand, a lot of those things, man.
Imagine this. Imagine that, man. You gave your life for a person,
Right.
and the gift that he gave you to die for, you like, oh man, he giving me money. Fuck this. You're like, you gonna sacrifice the gift that the Lord gave you for some dollars, man.
Yeah.
For crumbs that fall from the table.
That's it.
But it says, there is what I said. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching. Like, can I just say it?
Yeah.
So he waxes. Well, he said he waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward.
That's the
So he
portion.
chooses to suffer a little. You know what I'm saying? So he can enjoy the rest of his life. He suffers now to enjoy the rest of his life later.
That's right.
Yeah.
It says,
Hey, what's that scripture where it say, the rich, pretty much they don't even get no sleep. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah,
Because they
that's-
trying to. It's an apocrypha somewhere.
I said one in Micah.
Oh, come.
2 and 10, something like that.
Yeah.
But their suffering is, you know what I'm saying, carnally
Exactly.
rather than spiritually.
That's it.
Con.
Yeah.
Yep. They want to wax. They want to wax in their riches, man. That's that shit vain.
That's it. It's vain.
Hey, I'm gonna jump up to 14, man. It says prosperity and adversity. This
That's
is
it.
Sirach 11 and 14.
Yeah.
Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are from the Lord. Love, it says love and the way of good works are from Him. So they don't understand, man. They think it's through their own fingers. Honestly, the Lord got you in a trick bag because I should say to my soul,
Come. Hey,
take thine ease.
hey, if I may, that gift also, just like Paul says, that treasure in these earthen vessels, man.
Yeah, con.
You know what I'm saying? Which is that gift of this wisdom, man.
That's it.
Knowledge and understanding of the
Yeah,
Lord, bro.
We got the glorious gift and filthy rags while living in
That's
these
it.
bodies.
That's it. That's it.
Because these bodies are subject to sin, man. But that's the whole purpose why the Lord died. Because He
God.
knew He was in the flesh.
Yeah.
It says, whereas He saith, this is verse 19, Sirach 11 and 19. Whereas He saith, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. And yet He knoweth not what time shall come upon Him. Like the prophecies, all right? It says, and that He must leave those things to others and die. You know?
That's it.
He gonna leave those things to the missiles, man. All right, because at the end of the day, Esau Edom has swallowed down all the riches of the earth, but he's gonna give them to us. And I say us, I mean the elect, the hopeful elect. In verse 20, it says, "Be steadfast in thy covenant."
Oh,
All
the
right.
scripture to that is the kingdoms will be translated, from one people to the other, man. You know
Hey,
what I'm
because of unrighteous dealing,
saying? Yeah,
Injuries,
that's it. Yeah,
riches gathered by deceit.
Yeah,
The kingdom is translated, man, from one people to another.
That's
Job said what? It says, "Thou hast swallowed down riches, and thou shalt vomit them up again." You know,
that's true.
it says, "Be steadfast in thy covenant." What's the covenant? The Lord's never going to forsake us. So be steadfast and unmovable in that, and be conversing therein. It says, "And wax old in thy work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord." And it says, "On the sudden to make a poor man rich." So, hey, man, these people be laboring for their riches. Man, it's better to labor for the Lord, man. Because at the end, these promises actually hit, you're going to be wishing.
Yeah.
It's mighty how you said it's easy for him to make a poor man rich.
At the
And-
sudden.
And it's also, what's it called? It also shows you the balance of things of how you can make a rich man poor.
Make a rich man
If you've been watching, pretty much stocks,
Yeah.
or how those stocks had just dropped, what's it called? Millions.
Oh, yeah. The Dow
Crazy,
Jones, yeah,
crazy how it's
stocks
been
are
dropping.
Man. It says it's dropping more than it's breaking records since the last crash, man. It's never dropped this much since the last time it crashed. It's going to crash again.
Can you get the last 22?
22.
Because it's saying the opposite of what the first verse said.
Yep, I can get it. Let's see. Sirach 11.
It's saying the same thing the first verse said, but not how it was written.
Sirach 11 and 22, it says, "The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly." What did it say? The ungodly.
Yeah, the other one said ungodly.
What did it say? 22, right? The blessing of the Lord. Yeah. No, I might say godly. It says, yeah, it says the blessing.
17 says ungodly
Yeah.
in the app.
Yeah,
But 22
This?
fixed it.
Okay.
yeah, 22 fixes it. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish. And that's the reward we're gonna get in the kingdom, man. And it's gonna flourish, man.
That's
But,
true.
that's it, man. That was it, man. But Lord willing, y'all got anything?
No, sir.
Kind of